That's good. That's good. I like the shot we got going on. You can move that. Okay, so we gotta start out with the intro. Hi.
Hey.
What?
We're here to announce that we did an interview with Value Select.
Yeah. I'm Abe Long with AppTV in Late Upstate.
And I'm Jack with Abe Long.
Who are you with?
Abe Long.
We tried to film this in studio last week, but our footage got taken away and the audio removed forcibly because it was too good.
They split the audio and the video apart, and they made us watch.
It was so painful, I cried a little.
It was so painful, Abe cried a lot, and I didn't. I just watched.
I
didn't cry.
I was going to say a little, so it doesn't seem like I'm such a wimp.
But if you get it wrong, be prepared for a sword fight. Bring back the motherfucking duel, cause I got fools that I'd like the school in the battle of blades. Don't besmirch my name, I'll get slapped, get stabbed, and bleed fat, and that's that. Think twice for Benny and Glenn, cause you might just die at the dawn of the next day. Flip lock, pistol is a mother-loving tool. Bring back the motherflipping duel.
So right off the gate, I just want to talk to you about how did you get into what you do? You know, how did you get started making videos?
Oh man, I was a young lad. Must have been middle school. I was hanging out with buddies every weekend. We were trying to figure out what to do with our time when we weren't playing Xbox. We said, you know what? We love Lonely Island videos. What if we made some comedy parodies of our own? And so every weekend we'd get together, we'd record a song and shoot a video for it. Yeah, it started off every week. And in middle school, we went to high school, me and my group of friends together, who actually are in all of the videos that I shoot today. In high school, we all got accepted into the same arts program. So then we were able to start making videos for festivals and competitions. And then when college came around, we all agreed to kind of go our separate ways and just not let our choices of where to go influence each other. And we all wound up picking the same exact college, just independent of each other. And we kept it going up until now. Yeah.
Did you know that about Value Select?
Not until I heard it in this interview. After I listened to the interview.
You were there for the interview.
I was there, but you know.
I know a lot of people who struggle, like who are comedy people, struggle with straight acting. Do you enjoy that? Would you like ever see yourself like doing a drama series?
You know, I like it. I like the process of breaking down a script, like getting in with the character. I think one to go and be just an actor and nothing more and be in someone else's project. There's a lot that you're kind of putting trust into every single facet of the process. And two, I remember I was doing like a straight acting scene in one of my classes, and it got to the point where I had to express anger in the scene. And everyone just started laughing because apparently when I get angry, it's funny.
There.
I was sleepwalking the whole time.
That's impressive.
Yeah. I could be asleep right now. No one would know. Snakes.
Is that like in theater stuff? Did you kind of adopt the costume, the love for costumes there? Because I was watching some of your stuff, and I've identified about 15 to 20 different costumes in about 5 videos.
I suppose so. Yeah. And hopping into a character. I've always found the best way to kind of get into it is through the costume first. If you get a nice wig, if you get a nice kind of ensemble going on, then you can find the voice, you can find how that character moves, and then from there you can start making some stuff. So yeah, it started in college for sure.
How many? Do you have a count? Do you have a closet full of costumes that you have? Do you know how many?
Yeah. Oh boy, I have 2 separate closets. So I have one closet for street clothes. So this is like whatever your normal kind of I think they call it the straight character would play in the scene. And then over on this side, I have all of the wacky kind of knight and royal and all the weird costumes over there. And I've got maybe about over 30 wigs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you like the song that I just put on? Are you vibing with it, or do you wish it was gone? I took a risk when you hit me with the odds, so please look surprised when I turn back to watch like It gets better in a couple of seconds, I swear. I think you should leave. Goodbye forever.
I know you do like a heavy editing style. Did you get into that sort of as a consequence of doing YouTube, or did you sort of plan that out just as you went along?
Holy smokes. To begin with, like I said before, when I hopped into the acting thing, I thought for sure I was going to be the next Michael Fassbender. I thought for sure I was going to go into college, do my acting stuff. I wouldn't even be in college for very long because somebody would see me and they'd be like, that guy's really talented and good at what he does. I got plucked up, rocketed straight to superstardom. And I had heard kind of rumors that that's not how the real world works. And as time progressed in college, I began to realize, oh boy, if I'm going to do the things that I want to do, I'm just going to have to make all of it myself, at least to begin with. I need to set the precedent of what kind of content I want to be engaged in. I can't wait for someone to make, what I would think would be a good and funny sketch. I just got to do it myself. So that's how it began. I was really into shows like Tim and Eric. I was really into shows, most of the Adult Swim shows that are just classic for being kind of surreal and over edited. And it began of, all right, let me do my own project. I'm going to set forth. That's why I left college. I said, okay, this doesn't seem to be working out too well for me in the projected path that I want to go in for. If I'm going to really get to the level that I need to be, I need to sink all of my time into figuring out what this monster is. So I began editing then. I began truly editing in college and taking my time with figuring out all of the features of Final Cut Pro, all the different effects that they have. And it was a gradual process of implementing one thing after the other, till at this point I'm able to toss on 30 plus effects seamless.
Y'all, after that slap, I have to take Jack to the hospital. So,
I'm okay, but I don't have health insurance.
America.
You owe me $16,000. What are your musical influences like?
Yeah, I think if I could say the root of it, because a lot of the artists that are more contemporary that I enjoy are also influenced. Hall & Oates, You're a Rich Girl, She's Gone, Private Eyes, Kiss is on my list. Classic 80s duo pop funk sensation. Came out the gate strong and hard, that Blue-Eyed Soul. And they have kind of set the standard for music that is, what's the word for it? Music that is very funky, very good, very cool, but at the same time has kind of a glibness to it, has a little bit of, has a little underlying theme of humor, of comedy. And from that came bands that maybe I more immediately related to, like Chromeo. Do you guys know Chromeo?
I don't think so.
Chromeo. They're big in FIFA, whatever, FIFA 2012 or something like that. They blew up there. But they're another kind of pop funk duo that emerged in the mid 2000s, and the same kind of deal. Influenced by the classic funk sounds, but at the same time, the lyricism is kind of pointing at itself. It's poking fun at itself.
Where's my hydro flask when I leave the last? Ooh, where's my hydro flask? Where's my hydro? No, why do you have to go? Where's my beverage go? It's the perfect bottle. Where the heck is my hydro flask?
I usually like write the melody before the lyrics. And,
Right.
But I know people do it the flip way where they write the lyrics and do the melody. How does that work for you? Do you like come up with an idea for a song and then write it, or?
Yeah, I mean, I started writing sketches first. That was my bread and butter, and so I've been learning more and more on how to become a better comedy sketch writer. And if it happens that I have sketches that I'm working on and a melody manifests, I'll go for it. And I'm always noodling on the guitar or piano, just trying to find chord progressions that I like and different playings that I enjoy, and kind of keeping those in the bank for the chance that I have a funny idea. I can kind of marry them together. For my writing process, what I do is there's a book called The Winning Brief, and it's for lawyers. It's for lawyers approaching cases, and it's how to write a a winning brief. It's how to write a winning brief. It's going to get you the cases closed. And the way that it outlines the writing process is to break it down into steps. So the first step is called the madman, and that's just kind of where you're throwing out all the ideas that you got. And this applies to music. This applies to writing. It applies to everything. You're just putting everything down on the table. You're noodling. I'm going, okay, what does this sound? Okay, what about this? Is this a funny idea? What if we had a moon that was flying and it wanted to kill everybody? And then I had to kill it. Not judging it, just keeping it.
I have to.
No, I don't know. And that's where it ends.
That's a
Yeah,
big
and then I go,
responsibility.
all right, we've got a national tour. So you're throwing a bunch of darts at the board. The next step is the carpenter, or the architect. The next step is the architect, and that's where you see all the darts on the board, and you go, okay, what do I like about this? What do I like? How can I form this in a way that is natural and that feels like a good process? So if I have all these ideas for sounds that I like, finding a way to weave them together. And then comes the carpenter, where you start kind of really making them seamless. So you've madmen, you put on the board. Architect, you kind of ordered them, and then carpenter comes and you start getting your welding torch together and making it look like you knew what you were doing the whole time. And the final step is the judge, where you get to go, you look at this kind of completed process that you've done with a critical eye. You save your critical eye for the very end. And then you can start reviewing the draft that you've made and figure out where you want to go from there. So that's my writing process. That also applies to my musical process as well. Once I have a good sketch or comedy idea from that process, then I'll see if I can't put it on a song or something like that. And sometimes too, and I'm sure this is the beauty of it. This is the genius of it. So I just said a whole bunch of nonsense. I just said, who knows what I said?
I haven't been listening at all.
Yeah, I'm not even listening to myself. The truth is, I pretend that I'm working. Yeah, I figure out fancy words I can kind of hang my hat on. And while I go about this process that I think is doing something for me, it's not. It's just so it's priming my subconscious. It's priming my subconscious, saying, okay, we're being serious. We're going to work. And while I'm going about this, just who knows, a different thing will manifest in the back of my head, and then just out of nowhere. So the important is to really have busy work that you're doing nonstop. You're like, oh, I'm busy, and be attentive, because the real idea is going to pop out, and then you'll follow that, whether it be a melody, whether it be a sketch.
Have you ever thought, what if you ask that to this person? Well, we did it.
We did that, and I have to say, I think you did a really good job.
Thanks. It means a lot to hear that. I've gone through a rough time recently. My girlfriend left me.
Okay. Yeah, but did you want to say anything to me back?
No.
Okay, so I don't really want to hear about you anymore. So as far as your editing, how are you translating? Are you planning on translating any of that sort of energy to the live tour?
Yes, totally. So the live shows we've done before, it's been just the boys, some mics, and that's it. Just the boys, some mics, and the audience. With this time around, we've been able to kind of fork over some dough. We have a projector that shoots digital scenes on the back of our acting, on the back of the songs, some of which are like kind of over edited footage, and some of which are just standalone segue segments. And in terms of the kind of manic energy, for sure, we're going to be doing our best to embody that and keeping up with that pacing in a live setting. I got reached out to back in 2018. Back in 2018, I had just started the channel. I had maybe 20 songs on the channel, and the longest one was probably 30 seconds. The longest one. And a venue reached out because they must have seen me on Instagram. They said, hey, if you ever wanted to come in and perform your songs here, you're welcome to do it. I said, okay. And that was the first Value Select show that I did. I was at the bottom of the hill. I got a band together. I extended the songs to maybe about a minute, 2 minute, and had an hour-long show that we did. And it felt good. It felt solid. A bunch of friends came out. A bunch of people from around the nation flew out to come and see the show. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, this could be the path. This could be the path to what I'm trying to get done here. This could be the big way to get it happening. Forgot about it, kind of put it on the back burner because I was kind of digging deeper into the YouTube channel and figuring out what my style was. And I also started doing weekly sketch shows down in Los Angeles. So instead of kind of building a big project, we would do weekly projects, probably similar to what you guys are doing. And for sure similar to Saturday Night Live. That's what we modeled it after. It was 3 of us. We'd write brand new show, 30 minutes long each week with sketches and songs. And just over a year ago, little under a year, last May, I saw Jack's Films. Do you guys know Jack's Films?
Yeah.
He gave me a shout out a while ago saying that I was proof that sketch comedy wasn't dead yet. And that gave me a big surge in subs. I saw him a little under a year ago, last May. He got signed to a touring contract where he could go and do his Yesterday I Asked You game show live. And I thought to myself, dang, I could do that. I could do that in a big way. I'm ready for it. I got a full show, and I went and I saw this company. It's called Real Good Touring. It's the brainchild of Aaron Hansen, who's Ego Raptor.
Mhm.
He does Game Grumps as well with Dan Avidan. And they mainly specialized in just regular YouTubers who'd come up and they'd have a little like vlog session, but on stage. And I reached out. I said, hey, like, I know you guys kind of got this thing going on. I'd love to be a part of your secret club. Please let me in. And I promise you won't regret it. And the next day I got an email from Aaron saying, hey, actually, we love your stuff. We've been watching your stuff for a while. We were actually just about to reach out to you. Yeah, sure you were. Yeah. Well, then why didn't you? Come aboard. So I wrote a whole show. I wrote an hour-long masterpiece that's featuring all of the songs from the channel and a whole fantastical narrative that kind of guides them all together. I describe it as like how ABBA has Mamma Mia, Value Select has this national tour show. So that's how it all began. And now we're nearly there. We're about to set sail.
Did you guys know that dentists actually don't have noisy tools? They make all the sounds themselves.
And that's something you'll only hear in this interview. This
Exactly.
next segment right here. Is that what it's about?
No, that's just a fact.
And your tour is called Value Select Kills the Moon.
Yeah.
Is that a personal problem you have with the moon? Or how'd that come about?
There's some unresolved beef for sure. Oh man, yeah. I don't know. Who's to say where it comes from? Maybe there's some sort of grudge I have against, because I'm always up so late.
Yeah.
I'm always up so late, and it's ruining my health.
Yeah.
So I wish the moon would just die.
Oh, let's not float the goat here. That was a hilarious segment.
I laughed so hard. I peed a little.
Give me an example of both.
So we're going to be doing the shows, 25 shows in 30 days. So that's show after show after show. Basically, we wake up, we would do a show in Seattle, and we have to go to sleep on the bus and wake up the next day in Portland, and we got to do a show that night. And while we're doing that show, there's going to be kind of behind the scenes backstory to the show that I've worked out with Jazz Emu. Jazz Emu is the English musical comedian who's flying out to be the support of the tour. So we have like a whole kind of storyline behind the tour as well that will be posted on social media and on the YouTube channel.
And how did you choose Jazz Emu as your opener / supporting act?
Dang. I was on Instagram just scrolling, minding my own business, and one of the folks that I follow had posted one of his songs to their story, and I watched it. This was a little over a year ago. I watched the story and I felt just the immediate sense of jealous rage. The immediate sense of like, this is something I've always worried about. I've been making my videos for a while, and maybe just because I've been in my bubble, but I haven't really seen anybody who's really doing it in the same way that I've been doing it. And I kept thinking in the back of my head, like, there's somebody out there who's doing exactly what I'm doing, and they're doing it better than me, and they're more talented, and they're more handsome, and they're probably taller than me too. This was just a recurring nightmare that I had. And it finally manifested itself. It finally did. And I remember watching that video and just being like, oh, I had to take a day to sit on it and be like, this guy is so good. He's so good. I got two options. Either I could track him down and I can murder him. I can I can take them out, or I can swallow that feeling and use it as a chance to reach beyond myself and say, okay, yeah, no, I expected this to happen. One, I gotta freaking figure out what I'm doing. I gotta do better at what I'm doing, so I don't feel this way. I don't feel this inadequacy. And two, why don't I reach out to the guy? So I did, and I sent him a message, and I said, hey, I love your stuff. Like, you're a really funny guy. Is that what you want to hear? Is that what you want me to say? And he responded. He said, dude, I've been watching your stuff for a little bit. I love your stuff. It's so funny. And every time I post a video on my Jazz Emu page, people are always saying, this is just like Value Select. This is just like Value Select. So apparently he'd been having a similar issue in his own way. We bonded over that. And I just saw that he was doing his own live shows in London. And I thought, damn, that was really cool. And when I got the opportunity to do this national tour, he was the first guy I thought of. I was like, wouldn't it be so cool if he could be able to fly out here? I've never really vibed as well with somebody artistically as he did with him, even in that Instagram DM that we shared. And that's just as a crapshoot. I reached out to him. I said, hey, I'm going on a national tour. Would you fly over here to California? And then we could go across the nation together, even though you never met me before. You don't know who I am. And he said, yes, right out the gate. I said, yeah, sure. I'd love to do that. Let me work out the legality of it. And I think he just got his visa approved today to be able to come and be here officially. Yeah.
Was he going to come anyway if he didn't get the visa?
Who's to say? If he may or may not have come over, maybe he would just happen to be around when the shows were going down. Yeah. And maybe he'd come on and do a set, and who knows how he would get compensated for it. I'm not at liberty to say.
You could you could give him money as a joke or something.
Yeah, to totally prank him. He just flies back, and I was like, hey.
And the good thing about him being over here is if it goes poorly, the chemistry doesn't work out, you can always take him out.
It's a one phone call.
Okay, yeah, I can finish the job I started. I'm like, now that I got you.
You ripped down the banner and it. Oh, sorry. You wrote down the Value Select banner. Metaphor. Yeah, I was gonna say. It actually says Value Select kills the Jazz Emu.
What's on your mind? Here's the deal. I can't fall asleep because I've been thinking. Tell me what's on your mind. Every time I close my eyes, I am greeted by the word surprise. You read like the injustice of this world is keeping you up about everything we do is never enough. Oh, how the ice caps are melting and the polar bears are dying. I guess I mean yes, but no like hot memories.
Wow, I love that segment where he talked about the tour.
The tour is my favorite part. And I can't wait to see him when he comes to North Carolina.
Oh, he's not. He specifically said he's not. In this next segment. You like what I did there?
Let's do.
It's supposed to cut right here.
Do you think, obviously, if this tour goes well, do you see yourself doing more on the East Coast? Because I know it's mainly a West Coast-based tour.
Well, that's where you're wrong, my friend. That's where you're wrong. I'll tell you this right now. I'll list through the venues. So on the West Coast, we got Seattle, Portland, we got Oakland, San Diego, and Los Angeles. But then we're bumping over. We got Tucson, we got Texas. We have 3 shows in Florida. And then we're working our way up. We have Atlanta, we got Boston, we got 2 shows in New York. And I think we have 1 other show on the East Coast as well. So they're about balanced.
My mistake. I was just thinking because outside of nothing really matters outside of North Carolina.
That's what I was gonna say. Hey, let's cut to the chase. Am I gonna do it? I wanted to so bad. I want to do a show in North Carolina so bad. I love your state. I love your beautiful state.
Have you ever thought that North Carolina was just the East Coast and nothing else?
Nope. I think you should stop trying to make that a relatable thing.
It happens to everyone.
It doesn't happen to most people, including me, Jack Abney. I can name all the states on the East Coast.
Do it.
Well, we don't have time.
We actually had a show. Is it Raleigh? Is it Raleigh?
Raleigh.
Raleigh.
Fake North Carolina.
Almost there.
We had a show in there. And I think the venue that we were slated to play I think it's shut down. I think it blew up. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about what happened to that building. It did not explode.
At least not because of us. Specifically me. Jack Abney had nothing to do with it.
That's right. I was also not there. Abe Long with AppTV and Up Late Upstate.
I can't confirm that.
I can't either.
One last thing I want to get to before, we wrap things up is, you post stuff online, you receive instant feedback on anything you post, both good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
How have you been able to kind of compartmentalize any negative stuff? Because I know it can be scary putting stuff out there. How do you handle that?
I know I'm a weird guy. I know that my taste is not for everybody, and I focused on that. I never at any point deluded myself into thinking that I was going to be popular. I never thought that I was going to be universally loved. And I never sought that. I never went out and said, I want to make something that everybody likes. I went out and I said, I want to make something that I like, and I want to do it right. And I know that if I do that, I'll hit the niche, because I'm not lonely. It is not me. It's not just me out here who has this. And I can be a voice for the folks who have a similar taste. When I would get that negative feedback too in the beginning, it wasn't really negative. It was critical. It was stuff saying, hey, I see what you're trying to go for here. Maybe use a little bit less of this kind of static TV effect, because it looks a little cheesy. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Because I went off the set to do my thing. Other people were attracted to that. And now we're all in cahoots together. And also, if they have something that they really do like too, and they're saying, oh, this is incredible. You killed it. This is great. This is the best video I've ever seen. I thank them. It means a lot for folks to come out and say that. But at the same time, it doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything, because they have their own biases. They have their own notions. It's just as useless as negative feedback, because at the end of the day, and I believe this, you need to figure out what it is you want to do, and you are the compass for that. You need to have that internally in yourself. And nobody can give that to you. That's something that you have to carve out, and you have to figure out what you like. And I have done that, and I know what I like, and I know what I want to do. So if anybody tries to say what I'm doing could be different, you go do your own thing. You get out of here.
You ever wake up in the morning and you go, God, I wish I could take my motorcycle out on the highway. When then you get outside and realize it's just a Razor scooter.
Let's just do the next clip.
Where can we go to find information about your tour?
Yes. So go to https://www.valueselectlive.com. It's got the whole list of venues, and you can get tickets at every single one. If you can believe it or not.
You really should check it out, because I just found out that the East Coast is not just North Carolina. So I would check it out. He's got some pretty cool information about geography on there too.
Yeah, we got a whole lesson. Thank you guys for having me. It's been an absolute delight.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. I'm rooting for this.
In all seriousness, thanks to Value Select for letting us do this interview. It was a huge honor. I didn't think it would work out. Honestly, I reached out to him and he was like, yeah, let's do it. It was a lot of fun, right, Jack?
It was very fun. He has a cool dog, and he's a cool guy.
Cool guy.
And we'll see him next week for his interview.
Again. He signed a contract every week for a year. He just didn't read.
And we're going to ask him the same questions again.
Yeah, but seriously, check out his store. Link down below. His stuff is linked down below. Hey, I get to do the pointy thing.
Yeah, the pointy
thing.
Yay.
Credits are going to roll now. So yeah, thanks for watching. It was done by me and Jack.
We did it together. But Abe did most of the work.
But Jack, you tried your best.
No, I didn't. Let's look at these credits.
Wait, you didn't? It's just our names, because we're the only... we.
That one's not supposed to be in there.
Gary Busey. What the...
No.
What?
No.
What are you... I don't see anything. What
It's
are you
not
staring
true.
at? I don't see... You're the only one seeing these. It stopped for me a minute ago.
They're everywhere.
Jack, stop.
I don't know the chicken man. I don't know the chicken man.
Jack, no!
Perfect.